Hello everyone, today we're looking at a video of a doctor who took time out of his day to go and confront peaceful pro-life vigil attendees outside Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow. So let's take a look at what Dr. Greg had to say.
I'm Dr Greg Irwin, I'm a consultant paediatric radiologist here in the Children's Hospital in Glasgow.
Okay, so Dr. Greg Irwin portrays himself as a well-meaning doctor who just happened to stumble upon a pro-life vigil. But actually, it appears on his Twitter that he is a pro-abortion activist. Dr. Greg isn't an advocate of, free speech either. He has us blocked on Twitter, it appears too. He's more of an activist for buffer zones and for, wider pro-abortion causes than a life-affirming doctor. Now, what strikes me the most is that he is a paediatrician, one who is in charge of caring and looking after the most vulnerable and sick children in society. Yet he's standing here proud to be one that, advocates for the killing of unborn children. Make it make sense. Riddle me this. We'll carry on with the video.
We share a campus with the maternity hospital and we've got protesters outside the hospital for the next 40 days.
Okay, what protesters? These protesters? These wild protesters? No, you mean these ones. The peaceful pro-life vigil attendees, where some of which could be a mum, a dad, an uncle. Like, they could be someone's, granny. They're praying silently. Some are singing psalms, probably. So, and where also this is taking place is not outside the door of the hospital. It is far off. And anyone who, is from, the Glasgow area, with the basic knowledge of the Glasgow area, knows this, that these vigil attendees are nowhere near the entrance of the hospital. But we'll carry on.
40 days, all through Lent, 12 hours a day, causing harassment and intimidation of women seeking abortion healthcare.
Okay, let's be clear. Let's be so clear. Harassment and intimidation do not take place at pro-life vigils. Freedom of information requests by Police Scotland and the NHS Lothian confirmed that there were no incidents of intimidation, arrests, harassments of that nature that took place at these vigils. And even if harassment took place, which we wouldn't condone this behaviour at all, the police in Scotland are well equipped to deal with this. Okay? But we'll carry on.
Okay. It's an incredibly unkind, unfriendly thing to be doing. These people tell you that the Christians just having a prayer vigil. They can have a prayer vigil anywhere they like. They do not need to do it right at the gates of the hospital.
Okay, so basically Dr. Greg Irwin is saying, that they can pray where they like, just not here. And Dr. Greg thinks, there are specific areas in this so-called free country where religious people are not permitted to pray.
The reason they're doing it here is because they know the effect that they're having. They're intimidating women.
Okay, again, there is no evidence that this is taking place. The only person, as you can see,
upsetting women. They're
upset is Dr. Greg.
Some of these women are having the very worst day of their life. And
the fact that Dr. Greg here is saying, that these women are having the very worst day of their life, here there is an implicit acceptance that abortion represents killing. The jolt of cognitive dissonance is real for Dr. Greg. Does Dr. Greg Irwin know that these vigils are there to help women who are feeling pressured into abortions? What's unkind is Dr. Greg advocating for the slaughter of unborn children and damaging women, in the process.
And these people are here causing further harassment, causing further upset. It's an incredibly unkind thing to do. These people need to move away.
What's unkind is pressuring someone into abortion.
Do it voluntarily. We need safe access zones around our hospital to protect it's our sisters, our daughters coming in, accessing abortion healthcare.
And so that was the end of the video. Now, we're not the only ones unimpressed with Dr. Greg's recent stunt. Dr. Greg also got in trouble with his senior management for the stunt that he pulled outside the Glasgow hospital. It's obvious that senior management at the hospital were like uncomfortable with him going out in his scrubs, confronting people, representing the hospital. He seems to appear as a pro-abortion activist, which I guess would appear to be true from his Twitter profile, than a life-affirming doctor. So, yeah, make it make sense. He even admits in the video that he had to take a few days off. You can see it there.
You work in there? Are you the doctor that was on giving the interview yesterday?
Yeah, I got in a bit of trouble for that, so I'm having to take a couple of days off.
Oh, by the way, SPUC does not organise pro-life vigils, but we have been at the forefront of political campaigns to protect this life-saving work. Yet, pro-abortion activists like Dr. Greg Irwin think that they can batter pro-life people into silence and submission. Yet, pro-lifers will never be silenced about the greatest human rights issue of our time.